The Happy Prince. In a city stood a beautiful statue of the Happy Prince, covered in gold leaf and adorned with sparkling jewels. The statue was admired by everyone for its beauty. However, the prince's eyes were not joyous but filled with tears. One night, a little swallow, delayed from joining his flock for the winter, sought shelter beneath the statue. As he rested, he felt drops of water falling on him. Looking up, he realized they were the prince's tears. The prince told the swallow his story. When he was alive, he lived in a palace of luxury, unaware of the suffering outside its walls. Now, standing high above the city as a statue, he could see the misery and poverty of its people. This broke his heart. The prince asked the swallow to help him bring relief to the needy. Reluctant at first, the swallow agreed to stay for one night. The prince instructed him to pluck the ruby from his sword hilt and give it to a poor seamstress struggling to care for her ill child. The swallow obeyed and was touched by the gratitude of the seamstress. The next day, the prince saw a starving writer. He asked the swallow to take one of the sapphire eyes from his statue and give it to the writer. Though it pained the swallow to harm the prince's appearance, he complied. The following night, the prince saw a match girl weeping because she had dropped her matches and feared punishment. He asked the swallow to take his other sapphire eye to her. The swallow, deeply saddened, carried out the request, leaving the prince blind. Though winter was near, the swallow decided to stay with the prince, describing the city and acting as his eyes. Together, they helped the poor by giving away the gold covering the statue. Eventually, the cold became too much for the swallow, and he died at the prince's feet. Heartbroken, the prince's leaden heart cracked in two. The city's leaders later decided the statue, now dull and bare, was no longer beautiful and had it melted down. However, the broken lead heart would not melt, so they discarded it alongside the swallow's body. In heaven, God saw their deeds and chose the prince's heart and the swallow as the two most precious things in the city, welcoming them into eternal happiness. This story highlights the value of compassion, selflessness, and the enduring power of kindness.